This is the Snap 2013 tutorial for the Supports Nails tab. So what we're going to do is, when this first comes up, you'll see a box here that says shorten the T-forces. So you can see these little blue lines on this upper wall here are shortened for the lower nails, and this is because we are doing construction cuts. If you're nailing an existing slope or something like that, you can unselect that, and then you'll see all of these T-forces extend to the end of the nail. And there's also an option to fan the nails. So if we select that, then you'll see an additional entry here that allows you to specify the fan angle. That's the inclination angle of the last nail, and it allows you to fan the nails like this. And of course, if we change this to, say, a 15-degree angle, you can fan the nails together like this. So it just allows you to do that. And if you want to remove that fan effect, you can just unselect it, and it'll go back to all uniform nails there. And if you and then you'll see this third tab, which is a Nails tab, that allows us to select a bar. And right now we only have one bar specified in the Nails tab over here. So, but if we had multiple bars there, it would allow you to select which bar goes to use for all of the nails. And then we can set the length of the nail. We'll set that to 30. We'll set the vertical and horizontal spacing to 5. And the inclination angle to 15 degrees. And the cantilever to 2. And this is a crop. This entry here allows you to crop the nail length to match the T-force for a shortened nail, because the T-force is shorter on the lower nails, so you can automatically shorten the nails to match that. If it's 0, it won't crop it. But if you set it to 1, it will round the T-force to the nearest foot and then use that nail length. Or you can put it at 0.5, and then it will round it to the nearest half foot or half meter if you happen to be in metric. So we'll just set this to 1 for now, so we can crop those lower nails automatically like this. And then here is the this button is to use an offset pattern. So if we select it, if we unselect it, it'll have a square pattern. If it's an offset pattern, then it says nails in even rows are offset to the midspan. If it's false, then it uses just a square pattern. And I can show what that looks like. If I go to the Scene tab, which allows me to see things in 3D, then I'm going to go ahead and move up to the wall here. The program is a little slow to respond, mainly because I'm making a movie at the same time. So it's having a little difficulty here keeping up. But you can see this. I'll show the lower wall. The lower wall here has a square pattern. If I go to the Supports tab and go to the second wall, and I set it to use an offset pattern here. And let me go ahead and change the length of these nails too. So while I'm at it, 30, 5, 15, and 2. And I'll go ahead and crop these to the 1 also. Now if I go back to the Scene tab and look at this with an offset pattern, they're still square, and that's because I need to, I should have calculated it. And to do that, I can go to the Bishop tab and hit Calc, and it just recalculates everything, including the scene. So now if I go back to the Scene tab, I should now see an offset pattern, which you can see all of the even rows are offset to the midspan. So it makes like a orthogonal, a tetrahedral packing for the nails. And now I'll go back to the supports for the nails, and I'm going to go to the upper wall here, and I have a button here that allows me to use uniform nails or to use non-uniform nails. So if I take out the uniform nails, then I no longer have the fan option, and other options are gone because I have to specify those each individually. So I can go to the nail list here and click it, and if I use non-uniform nails, I can come in here and manually change the length of each nail. I can change the inclination angle. This is the distance from the top of the wall to this nail, the vertical distance, which I can change the spacing on the nails. I can change which bar the nail uses to have different bars there. And I can also go to the T-forces and expand that. And let me just do that for the bottom nail here. Now I can scroll over, and I'll scroll down, and then it'll tell me for the T-forces over this bottom nail, which is right here, it shows the location and what soil that the nail went through at that location, and how it would fail if there were to be a failure at that location. So at the beginning there's a puncture flexure failure, which means that it kind of would pull out of the wall. Then you have a tendon failure on at these locations for these 2 points, and then from the next to the last point to the end, that would be a pull out failure. So anyway, that just describes how you can get at all that information, and it will update in the report. If I don't include uniform nails and select that, then it will. I can still see the T-forces and things, but it doesn't show the other information. And that pretty much covers everything you need to know about the Nails tab. The other thing I wanted to mention is that if I work on the nails for all the walls at the same time, it's easy for me to switch between walls because it stays on the Nails tab.